In our previous video, we described the process for measuring and adapting frames with metal temples. If you are unfamiliar with the measuring techniques, please see the prior video before continuing this pediatric optical dispensing video. While almost any frame can have cables added, there are a few exceptions. So always test the suitability by applying a spot of acetone on an inconspicuous part of the frame. If the color doesn't lose integrity, the frame is a candidate for modifications. One of our goals in fitting pediatric eyewear is to ensure that every child is able to participate in any activity without fear of losing their glasses, and cable adapters do just that. In addition to the tools used to adapt metal temples, you will need a sharp razor blade in a safety sleeve, a coarse emery board approximately 180 grit, a medium emery board approximately 220 to 320 grit, and a fine emery board approximately 400 to 600 grit, and a 3-way buffer board. The point where the temple shaft should intersect with the cable adapter, called the finish line, was determined and recorded during the initial fitting process, and that point is now marked on the temple shaft. Heat slightly and straighten the temple. Then, using a razor blade, evenly score the plastic at the finish line all around the metal core. Keep the blade perpendicular to the core, applying enough pressure to score the plastic without damaging the metal core or the remaining plastic temple shaft. A slight rotating motion makes scoring easier, and rotating the temple keeps the cuts smooth. With the plastic shaft evenly scored, the entire temple is then cut approximately 15 millimeters behind the finish line. The plastic surrounding the metal core is carefully cut away to leave the core completely exposed beyond the scored finish line. The excess temple has been removed. The plastic scored at the finish line. Next, the plastic shaft must be tapered and reduced in diameter to improve appearance. The finished shaft should appear factory fresh with no sign of modification. Starting with the coarse emery board, reduce the sharp scored edge of the finish line. Take even strokes, keeping the emery board parallel to the temple. Rotate the shaft, keeping even pressure and checking frequently for progress. Damage done during the initial filing of the shaft will make the following steps more labor intensive. When the diameter and shape are close, switch to the medium grit emery board and continue filing. The plastic will start to shine as the process continues. The shaft shape is ideal. There are no cuts or marks. The shaft is now ready for the finest grit emery board. A glossy sheen is achieved by using rapid strokes with the buffing board. A small amount of acetone applied with a cotton swab creates a factory finish. A word of caution here. If one of the filing or buffing steps was neglected, it will be apparent when the acetone is applied. With the shaft properly prepared, the metal core is then readied to allow it to be fed into the cable adapter. First, it is trimmed to 10 millimeters, which represents the depth of the adapter. A bench block offers support, helping to achieve smooth, consistent strokes when filing. The temple is rotated slowly while maintaining uniform pressure on the file to gently reduce the diameter and assure a snug fit. The cut end of the temple must be rounded and smooth to the touch. The cable adapter is pushed onto the prepared shaft, using a rotating action, stopping at the finish line with the curl facing downward. Once proper fit has been confirmed at delivery, the adapter will be loosened slightly and a small dot of superglue applied to the finish line. This will create a lasting bond and satisfied parents. The finished product looks unmodified and factory fresh. Cable adapters on a plastic frame. Well done.